Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses back here with another edition of the Salary Cap Report. Now, first and foremost, before we get into today's content, I wanted to apologize for not having content on the Bronx Cindy YouTube channel over the past couple of days. Those of you that have come into stream this past Tuesday might have heard me say that I had a really busy work week up ahead and that I was going to be traveling for a wedding this weekend. I'm actually going to be leaving in about a couple of hours from now. But I wanted to get this video out for you guys just because honestly, I feel really bad that I haven't uploaded anything. And it's not that I don't have updates to provide you guys with, because I did play this game off camera a little bit whenever I could. Because of that Dia de los Muertos event, I tried to take advantage of all those different sets of agendas. I believe we had 5 parts in total, and I ended up getting pretty lucky on Friday early morning because the procedure that I had to do at work basically got delayed. And so I had a little bit of time in the morning before that 11 a.m. Eastern time reset with the brand new content and the removal of the Dia de los Muertos exchanges and agendas. I had a little bit of extra time to make some progress towards one of the agenda sets, which was clutch, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Let's first and foremost though jump into well, I guess I could show you guys the record first, even though it's been on the screen since this video started. You can see we are 9-2, which I'm pretty damn happy about. I think I'm on like a 3 or 4 game win streak, and with this new lineup that I have, I am undefeated, although I did have to make a couple of changes to this lineup today because once again it looks like salaries do get changed on Saturday early morning or Friday late at night. I'm not really sure when. All I know is from when I log off the game on Friday afternoon or evening and then boot up the game again on Saturday morning, salaries do change. So you can see here with this current lineup in place, we're once again sitting right at that 10,000 salary sweet spot, which is really nice. And you'll immediately notice that there's one noticeable change to my lineup, namely in my starting 5, and that is with this Eduardo Nahera Amethyst card, who I got from the Dia de los Muertos exchange. I forget what his exchange requirement was. I feel like it was 1 Amethyst Skull because he was an Amethyst Skull. And then I think Jaime, who I also got, was a Diamond Skull exchange. So, but I used this Eduardo Nahera card yesterday because he was only 1,500, I want to say, salary. You can see now he's up to 2,000, which I believe, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, I believe is the max salary an Amethyst card can be. Jaime was 2,500. I was not able to find a lineup that would work with him in it for salary cap purposes. But Jaime is now no longer 2,500. You could see he's now joined his fellow top-end diamonds, such as Carl Towns, who is now going for 5,000 in salary, which to me makes him not worth it. But this card is definitely a really good card. I mean, I was a little apprehensive in spending a Diamond Skull in the exchange on a 6/6 small forward, but given the state of my team, I mean, I don't really have a ton of options unless I want to, continue running T-Mac at the 3 or run Travis Grant at the 3. I think Jaime is really good, and his jumper is actually really smooth. So shout out to everyone on Twitter, including Splash, who were gassing up this card and saying he has one of the better jumpers in the game. All of you guys are right about that. So yeah, Jaime is great, but this is a salary cap report episode, not let's brag about the new diamond I added to my team who I can't use in salary cap episode. So with the increase in salary to Eduardo Nahera going up from 1,500 to 2,000, I had to remove a player who you guys probably did not see in my lineup in the last salary cap report episode that I dropped, and that was Amethyst Vince Carter, who I had coming off the bench. So effectively now, this is the bench that I'm going to be running. I still do not understand how Austin Rivers' Ruby card is only 800 salary now. It's been this way now for, what, a week, 2 weeks? Absolutely insane. I know Mario Chalmers is really good, and he does deserve that 1,200 salary value, but I think Austin Rivers does too. They're both very, very good cards, and I think Austin Rivers is really a bargain when it comes to his salary because of that. So in terms of the starters, I think I talked about Craig Elo before. He's the card who I got in one of my last couple of salary cap report episodes. I got him out of one of the 84 plus gems of the game packs that I had opened up in that episode. And this Craig Elo card, I know I talked about him before. If you guys can add him, I think his jumper is really, really good. 6'7" shooting guard. Look at these gold badges on defense, man. Off-ball pest, pick dodger, interceptor. And then on-ball menace on gold is actually insane. And I've noticed it where, like, if I start games out, let me first check this on Mario Chalmers, make sure he doesn't have that same badge, so I don't make an asinine comment. Let me see. Okay, so he does have it. Who am I thinking of then? Maybe I'm thinking of Jalen Brunson. Is it Austin? Hold on. Please hold. Maybe it is. Yeah, okay, no, it is Austin Rivers, who has a lot of good gold badges, but none of them are... Oh, you know, it was Austin Rivers because there were a couple games where I had Austin and Craig Elo playing for me in the same backcourt. Austin Rivers has really good defensive ratings, but because he does not have that the on-ball menace card, I apologize, because he does not have the on-ball menace badge, he doesn't do as good a job keeping the defender in front of him compared to guys like Craig Elo and Mario Chalmers. And I really like these guys here, 1 through 4. Pau Gasol is fine. He does make some really nice plays for me, but I'm basically running Pau Gasol because I have no choice when it comes to the center position in terms of a player who's his salary that could also hit threes. Although I'm starting to think it might make more sense for me to bring in Purvis Ellison, even though Purvis Ellison has a much worse three-point rating. I have green threes with Purvis because his jumper is cash. So we might have to do that. But anyways, going back to what I was saying before, the reason why I love these 4 cards, and if you guys are like me and you've completed the NBA is back agendas, maybe you got one of these cards. If not, I would just say if you can find a way to get these like ruby tier and lower cards, or even if you have this amethyst Eduardo Najera, it's really good to get players who 1 through 4 all have some form of that on-ball menace badge, whether it's on gold, whether it's on he does not have it right now. I'm thinking of Jaime who has it. But he has post lockdown, which is why I have him at the 4, because I originally had James Posey at the 4, I believe, in my last video. I think Posey does have on-ball menace on gold. Does he not? Or is it on silver? Let's see. Okay, it is on gold. So I have Posey, Elo, and Mario Chalmers, all of whom have on-ball menace on gold, and I've immediately noticed that difference. I don't think the salary cap stats show opponent's field goal percentage, does it? No, it only shows my field goal percentage. But you can see we're averaging 1.5 steals and 1 block, which is great. And we're averaging a score differential of 12.5, which I think is really good. And we haven't sacrificed any offense, really. We're only scoring 33 points per game, which is kind of crazy. And I think that's mostly because the first half of salary cap games, I feel like I find myself trying to get a feel for what my opponent's play style is going to be. And my opponents tend to do the same for the most part, I feel like. And you know, personally, I would rather have a much lower scoring first half so that the final total I have to hit point-wise is lower, and then go absolutely crazy offensively in the second half. So that could be part of it too. But yeah, that is the lineup. Again, I think I've talked about this before in previous videos. Ooh, not that lineup. You really just want to find players who, like, put players in the positions that you like to score with. Make sure you have those players in those positions, and then surround them with talent that are going to be able to help you in certain roles that you need. I know that was a very generic comment, but basically, Mario Chalmers and Austin Rivers, 2 point guards who I really love running my offense through because they have nice jumpers, which means my opponent has to respect their jumpers. They're really fast, and they're good on defense, which is really nice. I have Pau Gasol, who, again, like, I don't love Pau, but, like, for what I need from him at the center position, he's really nice, and I have been abusing this Hall of Fame post-up poet. Not in terms of the pump faking, but it just makes me feel more comfortable running Pau in the post. I'll run a pick and pop, and if I get the mismatch, if I get a switch, I'm feeding Pau. My opponents 9 times out of 10 have been double teaming, which that's been really, really nice. Najera, I feel like a lot of people gas up his jumper, and I meant to talk about this much earlier in the video. Sorry if I've been rambling a lot. I haven't gotten to do any videos for a few days, so I'm getting all this off my chest. Najera is a really good player with a really nice jumper, but I found that Najera as a secondary shot creator slash playmaker, it's been a lot of fun to run offense through him, because I've personally found that amongst all the players in my opponent's starting 5, the position that tends to be their lowest overall is their power forward for whatever reason. And so having at least overall wise, my best player at the power forward position has been a game changer. My Najera can either work in the post, I can go in isolation, and I can totally cook with him. I'm recording this video on Saturday. It's a little after 12 o'clock on November 9th, and I'm saying that because I just watched the Knicks last night absolutely demolish the Milwaukee Bucks. And what I'm seeing with Najera in salary cap against these low tier power forwards that my opponents are bringing into the game is kind of like what Karl Towns saw with Brook Lopez defending him last night. Where Karl, he's a really good shooter. He knocked down his first couple of threes, which meant Brook had to play up tight on him, even off ball. And then once that happened, Karl was able to easily blow by Brook Lopez and get a nasty dunk. And I'm able to do the same exact kind of thing offensively with this Eduardo Najera card. So yes, he is 2,000 salary. We'll see if I keep using him. But as of right now, Najera is the kind of card where you want to kind of build around him, and you're not trying to say, oh, well, I'm looking to make some sort of change here because he's not worth that 2,000 salary. So I guess that's the last thing I want to say about the lineups. Eduardo Najera, bring him in. If you can see I am sacrificing with the bench. They're all relatively low salary cards. Although, once again, any excuse I have to gas up Jarvis Hayes, I will. I think Jarvis Hayes is my favorite card in this entire lineup because of his salary and what value he brings to my team. So yeah, this is the lineup. Not going to be able to play any more games, unfortunately, this weekend, I believe. But, going to hopefully play some more on stream this upcoming Tuesday. So if that's what you're into, then definitely check that out. I am going to be recording another video after this one, which you guys will be probably seeing on Sunday, November the 10th. And that one is going to be me talking about the Dia de los Muertos event as a whole, and mostly just sharing, my feedback on it, my the things I liked, the things I didn't like, my fears for the future, and I'll be going over the stuff that I got. So look forward to that. Hopefully you guys found this video kind of helpful. Let me know down below in the comments, who are some of your salary cap demons? Some cards that maybe are hidden gems, not literal hidden gems, but actual low tier cards who are low in salary that are providing immense value for you. Someone like a Jarvis Hayes for me, who I absolutely love, last thing I'll say before we get on out of here. Desanya Diop, if I'm playing in an absolute sweat fest against a guy who's killing me in the post for whatever reason, or he's using a center who's too fast for my Channing Frye to handle, or even if I need to hold a lead, like the last game I played in salary cap, excuse me, I didn't really need to score anymore. I was already winning by like 25 points. I just needed to score like another like 7 or so points. And so I benched Channing Frye, who was already tired. I didn't want to bring in Pau Gasol. I just brought in Desanya Diop for more defense, for good rebounding, and for a little more speed at the center position. So again, I have the players I want to score with. I have Mario Chalmers. I have Austin Rivers. I have James Posey. I have Eduardo Najera. I have Pau Gasol even to an extent, as like my tertiary scoring option. And then I'm just surrounding them all with players who are going to do their job. Craig Elo, defense. Marquise Daniels, the fast break, so fast. Josh Childress, a really good point of attack defender. Same thing with Jarvis Hayes. He's been a great switch defender for me. Then Channing Frye, really good stretch 5. Everyone knows their role, which is great, and I really like that. So let me know down below which players on your team know their roles and shut their mouths. Shout out Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Have a great weekend, guys. I appreciate you. Again, stay tuned for that video dropping tomorrow with me giving my thoughts on the Dia de los Muertos event. Until next time, I'll see you later.